All right. Welcome to the Temple Breakdown. We about to break some knowledge down, build it back up. Check us out. Today we talking about, you know, how what are some ways that we can help the black woman regain her nurturing abilities? That's the topic of discussion for today. Check us out.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful topic about bringing forth the uplifting of our queens. That was actually the beginning of our all civilization, the beginning of nature, and bringing forth her nature and abilities back is actually giving her respect back, uplifting her to actually giving her the respect who she are, the head of us, not the head. We ain't not the head of the woman. The woman is above us because of her nurturing ability. The woman is the actually the beneficial, the teacher, the first of everything that we actually experience in life. We come from her. So giving her respect that she deserves and actually paying attention to her and lifting her up can actually help her with her nurturing abilities, giving it back because she feel as her self-esteem is being appreciated. She feel that her purpose is being appreciated. She is feeling that her existing of producing our next generation is actually being respected. And I really think that's a real good start of actually starting to give her position back and not using her as a physical tool to actually just bang on her sexually or anything physical like that because she's way greater than any physical appearance that you actually can give her because she's the part of everything that actually exists and actually giving her that spot and giving showing her that we got her just like she gave us life. Give it back to her. Give it back to her and be able to um, respect her enough for she can respect herself because herself is what we need. We don't need no pretender. We need her, the real her, the one that the one that loves the nurturing us and giving us the real genuine teaching of her unconditional love that actually support every decisions that we ever made in life.
How would you go about doing that though?
How you go about
When,
doing that? First,
yes.
you have to first the first you have to you first you actually have to give that woman the respect to actually respect herself and love herself. In order to do that, that woman got to be willing to accept her position as a woman, as a nurturer, as a teacher, as a person that actually have a soul that actually genuine to actually give back to the generations that come out of her a better chance, a better chance by nurturing her right, by nurturing herself right, letting her know that it's all right to be herself and want to be healthy and want to live a a real natural life, you know, that gonna produce a good life after her, because we is not before her. So actually doing that, we have to get her motivated, motivated to actually be healthy within herself, mind, body, and soul.
You said a key word. You say after her because you're
Hmm.
not before her.
At all.
What do you mean when you say that? Because a lot of people have the mind frame of believing that woman come from man, not paying attention to the fact that they was always one.
uh,
Um, and I kind of want your views on that.
well, on that is when you actually do the studies and actually know the breakdown of chromosomes and stuff in that nature, you'll know that the simple fact we came from a woman, period. You know, we came from one, we ain't nothing but a defect of a woman. A woman way before this time that we see now. Man didn't really exist like we see it now, or the woman didn't even really exist how we see her now. She was way more magical than that she didn't even need a physical man to actually reproduce uh, children, which was just all women's at first. That's why you see the multiplication of women now is way more women's than man's, period, anyway. So if you break down and put the narrative together to actually see where it actually came from, then you'll understand where that storyline come from the miracle births and to the things in that nature. You'll see where that came from because it was a part of time. It was a part of time where a woman didn't even need no man. Out of that conscious splitting in half from the other half of this negative concept when another woman tried to be more controlling and wanted something more controlling in her sexual desires. And those selfish desires turned it into something that we end up seeing now. And after multiplication going down billions and billions, not billions, about decades after decades and years throughout the cycle, we're seeing the breakdown now. We're seeing the difference now. And that's why a man is really more toxic to a woman than uh than he really realized. And that's that, you know, and that's that. So when you actually know that part of that history, you know, then you'll end up seeing it clearer. You'll see the cycle clearer. It's all about in cycles. What they're actually telling us ain't what is actually what happened at all, period. Because the whole breakdown when they start giving you doctrines or religions and stuff like that, they always put a man before because of simple fact of the jealousy of of a man towards a woman of her nurturing ability. So they wanted to crucify her a long time ago. This was long time ago. They've been trying to crucify the women. That's why you don't really hear too many stories of powerful queens that ran countries then at them periods. Why? Because they didn't want the woman to know how powerful she was and how powerful she still is. But see, the takeover from a man concept of controlling, that's why everybody is losing control because the cycle ain't right. We turned the hands of time on that.
Wow, that for me and my mentals, that was enough for me. But I know we're gonna have to keep on talking about this because you got to keep breaking that down. You know, you got to keep breaking that down for those that don't know.
Yeah, because see, some people they only look on time periods. See, me, I look at infinity. I look at infantology, terminology that I came up with because of something that I'm observing for myself. You know, so I'm observing this for myself, and I hear a lot of other stuff that other people talk about, and I go researching for myself because one thing, if I don't know for sure and it don't resonate to my soul, then I know it ain't true. I know it ain't true. So I hear you, but I gotta observe it for myself. Now, by just knowing the beginning or even the darkness of your soul, I know that in my darkness, that's where my peace is at. That's where my peace is at. Every time I close my eyes, that's where my peace is at. Just like when you got your eyelids open, the peace is what? In between your eyes, in the middle of your stuff. Why? Because everything else is loud. You know, it was a time and period where none of this stuff didn't exist. These characteristics that we have, they didn't exist. The fireman, he didn't exist. The booty shaker on the pole, it didn't exist. You see?
Right.
So a lot of these characters that people playing roles in did not exist there. It wasn't a part of our nature. It wasn't a part of mother's nature at all, period. And see, and that's why it's very important to get our queens to get these nurturing abilities back. That means she got to nurture herself back to health too, as well. Because if she ain't that nurturing to herself, she ain't gonna be that nurturing to nobody else. And that's even the kid, the man and the female, you know what I'm saying, that come from her.
But what if she does not meet that particular male of those qualities to even resurrect that nurture that she already possessed naturally?
Can I answer that one? Can I
Go
answer
right
that
ahead.
one?
Go right ahead.
So, it starts with a thorough knowledge of self, thorough and complete understanding of who you are, what position you are in. Nurturing ability. In regards to nurturing ability, when you look at neighborhoods produced by the black woman, and the mind states of the people in the neighborhoods, needing to be nurtured. You understand? It's something like
needing to
the
eat.
outcome. What was that?
Needing to eat, to live.
Needing to eat, to live. Starvation. Feeling like it's you against the world. No support. You understand? So I feel as though that's like that identification of that, the absence of something.
Oh yeah, and that's that nurturing ability, because see, if you let your child run around doing whatever it want to do without showing them what to do, what you think it gonna do?
Everything wrong.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
When you get a telescope and you kind of zoom in to men cheating on women, women cheating on men, this baby daddy, this baby mama, this, that, the third, blah, blah, this child, that child, this, you see what I'm saying? So that's what's going on as a result.
Yeah.
As a result.
And see, and a lot of that,
of the black woman not knowing her position.
Oh yeah, and a lot of that is because of simple fact, a lot of that comes from the man macho, the controlling factors of the man.
Ego.
Yeah, ego. And so with that done, that created war. That created war. That created competition. So when you create a competition, not everybody had competition with each other trying to survive. So, and that's what we're seeing out there now in the streets. And so
well, you have a lot of men that feel that a woman should know her place, not on the level that you're expressing. They levels the lower level as far as oh well, if you're not cooking and you're not cleaning, or you're not abiding by my rules, or you out there in the street so much. But he halfway about the cuss. He halfway bring his behind home to make sure that she's protected. I mean, what's your views on that?
Well, that just goes to show that he ain't really paying attention to his home, and which his home is his queen, not the building that he live in, because that always gonna change. So he ain't paying enough attention. He ain't paying enough attention to you, and he ain't paying enough attention to himself. And if he ain't doing that, he being egotistic, because of simple fact he just going to do whatever he want to and think it's all right. And that's not good. That ain't good for health, or a healthy relationship, or anybody. And that's the whole thing. So if you actually looking for genuine soulmate, that person actually got to be genuine too. So if that person ain't that genuine, He gonna do whatever he wanna do because he feel that he in control. Instead of being with in tune with his queen. So if you in tune with your queen, I should know already that I ain't not treating you right. I should know already that you ain't feeling good. I should know these things because I paid that much attention to you because I love you that much. See, and that's where people get it mixed up at because they thinking they gotta be man hard. Nah, come on, throw your muscles down. It ain't that big. You know what I'm saying? Because your love ain't that big. Who you are, your soul ain't that big. Your physical sense is that big because that's why you got a big ego. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that ain't the whole thing. It's actually really building up the soul of the woman because the soul of the woman ain't nothing but our nature. So if a man doing you like that, that ain't no man. That's an abuser.
Wanting the woman to be submissive and docile.
Right. No. Come on. We need our women to speak up and tell them how you actually really want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? And if a man don't allow you to speak up, then he doing the same thing that Bible told them not to do. Don't shut up in the church. Be quiet. Don't say stuff because you just a woman. No, you more than just a woman. You know what I'm saying? You the one that actually birthed her. And if she actually really want to, she can do the same thing a man can do. But even better because she can actually produce another being. You can't. A woman can beat your ass, beat a man up, fuck a man up, excuse my language. Uh uh beat up on a man worse than another man can. And can do it in a slicker way.
So right, her pride.
Right, you know what I'm saying? You know, you could crush the man ego like real bad. You know, you really can. You got that power to do that. But see, most men's only thinking of a physical sense of a woman. And that's like in between her legs. And that's it. See, we too horny. Men's is too horny. The only thing they want to do is hump. And steady trying to get in tune with the woman to actually know her. Right? Because he's trying to be a man. Something that is a defect in existence anyway. Why? It don't have no nurturing abilities.
Right. I noticed that a lot of women, even myself, fell victim to those particular beings that we're talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
For what reason why I've never been wedded. Not too fond of married men, and especially married men that want to bring you into an adulterous affair. All those things that we supposed to be stay clear of, and wanting me to be docile or submissive, but I got a big mouth. It's not going to work out for you, and not meaning to intentionally putting a man to the test to see if the very thing he desires is the same thing I desire, where we're coming together as one to allow those things to manifest into something. But if the stubbornness kicks in, it's just not going to work. If you're making too many excuses on what reason of why you're not performing to the best of your ability, and then you want to blame someone else, or you don't want to have understanding, you don't want to have the patience, you don't want to do the mathematics on what's wrong with or I do the mathematics on what's wrong with you, that has always been a problem for me. Yeah, big problem.
I'm sorry, my phone going in and out.
As a woman, I've had to shut some things down, shut some individuals down for that mere fact, and they still don't understand. They talking about materialistic stuff. It is not even about materialistic anything, bruh. It's about what you show me as well, because just as well as I'm a reflection of you upon that union, you're a reflection of me upon that union. But you can't expect to get that if you're not appreciative, patient, or how can I say, your ego is so high because of the mentality that you have, or because of any other hurt relationships, or because of how your mother raised you to think that, oh, you can't do this, that, and the third for a woman, because then she's going to think that you're going to feel that she's using you or something, or onto that manner, because their relationship not right. So I pay attention to those things, and it really hurt my soul, because I love my black kings, but I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that at all. I'm loving you, seeing the appearance of you, the body from the head to the toe. With one glance, because my eyes is big. I pay attention. The knowledge I probably done seen. I've seen you in your Egyptian form, and I seen you in your natural form already. You didn't even know I was looking at you like that. But then, how is your mind? How is you going to treat me? How is you going to treat any other female? And if you're doing that to a female, I'm wondering. I'm like, well, damn, you got a daughter, right? Mm-hmm. You got a son. Is that what you're teaching your son to carry on that particular action? And when they grow up, so those things right there, it doesn't make it hard, but living in today's society, we accept that, because the very thing that you said, we want that love, we want that affection, or we don't want to be lonely, so we accept those things, we get comfortable with those things. But me, I ain't comfortable with that shit.
All right, it shouldn't be you shouldn't be comfortable with it. You shouldn't be comfortable with less. You shouldn't be comfortable with less. A person treating you less, appreciating you less than you deserve. Queens deserve a high respect. That and I can tell that to any queen. I please forgive me for any of my past mistakes. Far as dealing with women's
Brother,
that way.
I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I feel as though it's a process.
Oh yeah.
I understand. I agree with what you're saying, but it's a process. Like, you can't just just call yourself a queen. One day you wake up, you put on your queen suit, and you a queen.
Right. It takes some time. You got to learn that.
No.
I'm sorry. I got to speak the truth. It's only right to speak the truth. Okay. It's only right. Yeah. It's kind of hard to kind of fall back on just letting them have it. Okay. My bad. This is my take. Like, I'm gonna try to reverse it a little bit. It starts with a thorough knowledge of self.
Oh yeah.
You have to know who you are. You have to know the position that you're in. You have to know the power that you possess. You have to know how to use it. So the black woman needs to be educated. And I feel as though as a king, it's your job to educate the black woman, not mislead the black woman. And as a black woman, it's your job to do the research. Don't just take the information that you receive and embrace it as facts. Do the research. Break it down. Use your brain. You see what I'm saying? This is how you develop a nurturing ability, because you know about process, you know about cycles, you know about how long it would take times to do this. So when you see life, when you see sustainability, another thing is like, what is on your mind all the time? What do you think about all the time? Because that's what you're going to manifest.
Oh yeah.
And that's what you are manifesting. The black woman has the power to create what you see outside. People moving around, different agendas. Life, reality. So it's a process. These things take time. You travel through the journey of the process by educating yourself. You have to what is that? What is his name? Derek Grace. Shouts out to Derek Grace. He said unlearn and then relearn. So I feel as though within the black community, we all should embrace this unlearn, relearn. Study yourself. Learn your triggers. Oh, this happens. When I'm sad, I drink. Or when this happens, this, that, and third. Study yourself.
Oh yeah, that's
It's a
that
process.
self
Self-love.
examination.
Study yourself. Start loving yourself.
It's called scrutinizing self. That's a daily process. You know what I'm saying? You can call it seconds or time in it, but it's scrutinizing yourself all the time, making
I
sure
think
you
black
you
women should
you
come
you.
together. I think, it should be,
Mhm.
unity, groups of black women coming together, sharing the information, sharing the knowledge, nurturing each other.
Mhm.
Well, yeah,
Like
there are some. I'm even, an active member of
Genuinely.
groups
Genuinely.
that do come together as far, for the healing of the black woman, so that she could perform to her greatest for her
mhm.
king. But then even with her going into any of those studies or any of those classes, and then waiting around, or waiting for that king for him to study those things, sometimes that's not the case.
Mm-mm.
I'm not going to actually put out an organization, but I've met someone. I'm just I don't mind sharing this personal information. Met someone, and stayed garbed up, was ready, went through the performance, got my information that I needed, passed the class, everything, and was on my way. Brother was already there with his, but he didn't respect the fact or pay attention. He didn't really do the math on my movements, because what him did, he went out and brought in another female to his avail. Karma is something else, because now you're going through these situations to where you thought that that person would have been on that level, because sometimes it takes women longer. You might not meet somebody like me that's ready to say, well, okay, yeah, this brother, he on it. I want to be on it too. I don't mind doing that study. I don't mind joining that organization, because it's something positive. To where you meet someone else that they might not be ready for that. They might just be trying to live up to your expectations, because they need somebody to trust, because of whatever they experienced in their life done took them and beat them down.
Mhm.
Whether a parent or a brother or an aunt or an uncle somewhere disrespected them, or used and abused them, or used and abused their mind, to where they so hurt and damaged that, okay, the only one person that I met, now I got to live up to your expectations. And it's not even true. That's something I want to do, but I ain't quite
Mhm.
there yet. So
Right.
I thought that, me understanding that point that had happened, that that the brother would have that understanding with the knowledge that he got, will have that understanding and that patience.
Mm.
But that ain't the case.
Um,
That's not the case. Sometimes even a man in that position or in that statue, don't even pay attention to the jewel that they have right in front of them.
right. And that's that
So,
lack of
and that's
that's
and if you studying and I'm studying, we studying together, we ain't got no choice but to build. But if I'm
right.
studying, you studying, then you dip off from the studies to go have a drink around the corner. Somebody is drunk and somebody is sober. So you're not gonna think on the same
Right.
level that I'm thinking on. And then
Right.
you wondering why in your process of, I'm just using this as an example, you wondering why in the process of you going around the corner getting your drink, you got bust upside the head and robbed, because you had
So
no
let,
business over there, because you should have been with your queen,
Oh, for
or you
real.
should have been with your king.
so
So
listen, a person like that in a situation like that,
Mhm.
how is that life giving? How is that nurturing to your life? Or is that nurturing to your life, or is it threatening to your life to be around a person like that? Because we are in control of the people that we allow to be around us. You understand?
Mhm.
Situations and circumstances and environments. We control all that. We control our reality. So if you have a motive, if you have something that you holding on to in your brain, like nothing else matters. Like you should be able to maneuver all that type of. You wouldn't put yourself in a position like that. because you're a go-getter. You on a mission. Black woman needs a mission.
Oh yeah.
You a go-getter. You on a mission. So anything outside of that mission doesn't matter. It doesn't, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Anything
That's
drift
the
off
person
from the
getting to where they need to be. You see what I'm saying? Other than that, you just kind of like what you doing.
Right, that's true. Or you have some women that, they believe in their mind and their heart and their soul that they done fell in love with the brother. Then gave the brother a baby, and then you find out he got a baby some damn where else. He ain't even trying to put a ring on it. Like those things to me speaks a lot. I didn't know what I know now, but to me those things speaks a lot. That still say that it's still a lot of brothers out here that's still uncivilized. But you want a civilized relationship, but you're not showing and proving that. Or you're looking for that woman and you finding all faults because you still ain't let go of what the last woman did to you. Because it's not just always about that broken woman and uplifting her, because guess what? When that woman is uplifted, that man rises too.
Oh, for real. A happy woman makes a man happy. A real man, with a real soul. I mean, if the whole thing is actually being happy, now making sure that queen is happy within herself, for that other can actually enjoy it. That's the man's purpose, to actually be into the woman's life, to make sure she's still loving herself. Loving herself enough to understand the difference. Like, oh, that brother ain't acting right, so I keep on trying to work with him, but it's just not working. Some things we just have to let go and move on, because if it ain't good for you then, it ain't good for you now, and we end up trying to go back to something that ain't good. That just like keep on running in circles, trying to go into this thing talking about working with the government to actually help us when we actually need to help ourselves. We keep on running for other help instead of coming together to help. That's the same thing. It's just on a bigger spectrum.
What's the game plan?
The game plan? The game plan is stop playing games.
No, it's the thing. What's the black woman's game plan?
The black woman?
The game plan of someone else?
She been the black woman. The black woman, man. The black woman is the beginning of everything. So,
I ain't going to make it just just for the black woman. What is our game plan? What is the game plan? Like, not what I'm saying. Like, what is, obviously at some point we was captured as slaves, right? And now we're here. So we got to kind of, at what point do we stop, analyze some things, and kind of like start shifting gears and doing some things what we're going to do? Because relationships, like what the queen was talking about, like, a lot of people are not civilized, like, so it needs some attention on these topics. People need to be educated on these topics. This is very important, and I feel like it is a part. It is a key. Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of men feel like that bond that they need to have with their male friends are more important than making sure they make it home when they get the hell off work. I'm trying to figure the hell out. The house could be burnt down with your stuff in it. You ain't made it home to check.
Yeah, I mean,
when you go for labor and you leave your home, you should have been already made prayer before you left that home for your safe travel, so that you can get back home to continue to love and nurture and make sure those things are going on in the house. Am I wrong or am I right?
You're right.
But no,
it's sad.
As soon as you get off work, you want to go chill with your boys and have a beer. You ain't trying to call, phone, home, ET, no none, everything. All right, the house ain't burned down, did it, baby? I'll be there in like a couple. Say something. You just think you're so grown and being a man that you I don't know, that responsibility is not even there.
See that
Nowadays men want to stay home and take care of the kids while the woman go out and work.
He's stuck in his ways, and if he really cares, he'll compromise. You know what I mean? Communication is the key. You just need to talk, communicate.
But don't want you to go nowhere.
I mean,
you go somewhere, you might find out the bullshit he doing already. You know what I'm saying? If you at home and he out there and you end up going out there, you might find out the other shit that he hiding from you. Excuse my language.
Exactly.
I mean, because I feel like this. Anywhere I go, my queen is allowed to go, regardless of where it's at. And
even to your boy's house?
We ain't going over my boy's house. I ain't gonna be having no boys like that. I need the grown men's and kings around me. I ain't gonna be going over no boy's house. I'm sorry. I mean, we ain't gonna be over there trying to play. We ain't gonna be going over there playing games and shit. Nah. We're gonna be talking about a plan. If we ain't talking about a plan, then what we talking about?
Right. If it ain't no business plan on how to get some more capital and free and eat right and all that stuff, or I don't understand what all the drinking and all that stuff, because all that do and this football thing. Now, okay, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna put it in here. Sports, that media took over us men's lives.
Man,
to where I gotta just have some time for myself and me and I gotta get
really. For real? Mean, how can you put a separation between something that you love, like for real? You know, I never wanted to be separated from my mother, and I love my mama for real. So no, that don't even make no sense. You know. If I am watching a football game, I would rather for my queen to be watching it with me than one of my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because my whole thing is actually being in union with my woman, my queen, not no grown ass man. I'm sorry. Not saying that me and my brother's relationship ain't a bond. I'm just saying, for far as in a queen point of view, for my queen. Nah, that's her. If she's heck no. You shouldn't put nothing in front of that at all. That's your lifeline. That's your lifeline. That's where your life comes from. So why put anything in front of that at all? Nothing. That's just like nature.
Can I say something?
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm an entrepreneur.
Oh yeah.
I work long hours working for myself.
Mm-hmm.
What about that, Queen? Like, you know, I work long hours working for myself, day in, day out. What if I want to take some time and just do my entrepreneur thing? Damn. But you understand what I'm saying? What if I want to take some time out? Is it the time? Because if you take some time out and you watching the game, is that an issue? You there, Queen? Like, you take some time out and you watching a football game. I ain't necessarily too big on the football like that, but the Eagles just won this year, the championship, and I'm from Philly, and yeah, go Eagles. You see what I'm saying? So what about, like, if I'm working, I'm busy at work, I'm working on some documents, and it's taking some time for me. I'm creating some documents from scratch, Alpha David, and blah, blah, blah. And this is what I do. I might be doing this all week, different type of things. I might be doing some consulting work. I might be writing a song. I might be making some jewelry. I might be making some new designs for a clothing line or something like that, right? So what if I'm doing all these type of things, and my woman wants my attention, and I have to pick. How does that go? I have to stop doing what I'm doing.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how it go. You put her ass to work because she can help you. If she don't want to help you so that she can also spend that time with you and understand what you're doing, then there's a problem. Me, I'm all over the place. I'm all over. That's what makes sense to me. Hey, brother Jamal.
Brother Jamal. Salute.
Yes.
Salute. Good to see you, man.
Oh yeah,
definitely. If you making music, she should be in there trying to like maybe the beats it sounds sometimes. She should be putting her ear to it. If you're making jewelry, she should be on it. Yep, that it's set right nicely inside of that. Inside of that is sitting right there where it needs to sit at.
Right.
If you laying floor, her ass should be knowing something. But I got this, honey. You need this right here.
Oh, for real. And I said that just watching and stuff.
So and a lot of times, I had a couple of guys that took the name Queen out of its context, and I didn't understand why he was saying that in particular. I mean, in a sense of being like a queen bee, because with the queen bee, she the main queen, and all the guys flock to her. I guess guys flock to me because that's just what I'm kind of into, the damn same thing you into. Because if I'm not into the same thing you into, then I'm going to understand you, Black King. How I'm going to understand the very nature of the male, so that I can get that nurturing, that personal nurturing that is required for that woman. Not I hear people got businesses and they say, oh, me and my wife can't work well together. Then what the hell you got a business for? She gotta have her own business over here. You got your own business over here. That don't make no sense to me. It don't. If you know what I'm saying, baby, you sick, we sick. I believe in that. Because you got a cold, and the worst person that's gonna get the cold or worse is the female. So guess what? If you sick, look, I got to go get this tea. I got to do whatever it is to get you up out of there because I don't want the germ. We got to work on that. You know what I'm saying? So, people take that, I don't know, the egotistic male chauvinist mind frame that they all develop from all this hurt and pain and separation. It's just lingering on like a bad disease. That's I think that's the worstest disease there is than any cancer or flu or AIDS or anything there out there, for the main fact that the man and the woman can't get together and be one because there's so many little things in the mix.
That's
don't make no sense to me.
That's like holding a lot of things in, not dealing with it, not healing. Things bothering you, not doing nothing about it for a long period of time, not loving yourself. So as conscious people, we got to be able to identify those forms of, I want to call it mental psychosis, until you can fix it, something wrong, until you can fix it, which is wrong needs to be identified by the person.
Right.
You're not going to really take it from anyone else. So you got to do, I encourage everyone to do a lot of self-studying, self-watching, self-inventory. These things make you become a greater person, regardless if you're a man or a woman, you see? Self-study, self-watching, self-inventory, take notes, okay? These are my triggers, okay? This is what it is, okay? I'm really great at this, okay? When I eat this, this happens. When I, eat that, that happens, you understand? Listen to the self. The self is kind of like the map. Let self lead you.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of identify how great you are.
You actually got to get in tune with your common senses. See, that's a part of nature that, Sam, that's what most women can actually gravitate more to the common senses. That's what that intuition and stuff is at. And that with giving her that nurturing ability back, she'll have that genuine intuition, and they'll come back. Women's have it, got it way more profound than a man do because of that. So if you actually start thinking and being, let me put this right, getting your common sense level up, that would actually build up your awareness. We can say conscious, but it's actually an awareness of your senses. Your senses knows the difference between a person actually being genuine with you and a person that actually just trying to con you. It's a totally different. So dealing with relationships is like that too. You know,
Man,
just because you feeling in a lonely space when actually you're not alone. It's a billion people in this world, which is a false feeling that people just put it on you because they want you to feel lost. They want you to feel lonely. They want you to be by yourself. They want you to do that because they actually want to kill you. They actually want to kill the real desire within yourself to actually get real in
Set
tune
you
with
up.
yourself. Oh yeah, and
vampires.
that's the importance of the getting the woman back to her nurturing abilities. Because it was times when my granny knew that I was crying and I was on the other side of the United States because my
Mm.
granny said something wrong with my baby. So one of
Right.
my babies is something wrong, and she knew it was me. See, and throughout them that love and real nurturing abilities, she be able to do that. And see, most
Right.
women ain't paying attention to that anymore. Cause see, they it's getting taken away from the toxins. See,
So, man, sorry to cut you
mm-hmm.
off.
Oh, go ahead.
Um, because like you said, like it's definitely people out there trying to kill people that look like me and you, right?
Right.
Also,
Um, I want you to look into kind of like the foods that we eat. Milk,
mm-hmm.
milk.
GMO.
There's molecules in milk. There's a lot going on in that bottle than just white
Yeah,
stuff that you put on your cereal and stuff. Um, Microbes, all types of little small, like all types of things. They heat the milk up to a certain temperature. There's a lot going on. Um,
yes,
when we digest milk,
Garden, all yeah, all that.
when we digest milk, it increases mucus in the body.
Right.
mm-hmm.
Okay, when you eat McDonald's, it increases mucus in the body. When you use the microwave, these type of things, like you got to be mindful of what you're doing. So like I see a lot of parents, they'll feed, they don't feel like cooking and stuff like that. McDonald's, fast food, McDonald's, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. It's like putting plastic in the body over and over and over again. You see what I'm saying? So these things kind of clog, stop the your brain, slows the brain down due to fat after a while. Um, these type of things kind of block like it calcifies your third eye. You won't be able to vision as clear as certain type of people as your maximum abilities.
Right.
Um, these things are important to be able to envision. How can I say it? I don't want to really give away my things. Basically envision things. Something from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing.
Oh yeah,
Something, a thought, turn a invisible thought into a tangible thing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Um,
mm-hmm.
we have abilities as such that we all should
Mm-hmm.
kind of learn and incorporate into our lives and teach it to the youth for a better tomorrow. Like the black woman and the black man has the power to hold down the black family or create a black family.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you put that thing talking about the milk, right? Because
Yeah.
see, when they actually was talking about like the land of the milk and honey, you got to remember, and wasn't a word that the and came afterwards. So it's actually was the land or I mean the land of milk or honey. It's actually talking about the dietary thing. You know what I'm saying? Your diet. The same thing they did in the beginning of Genesis when they talks about the greens is for the meat and the meat is the greens is for the meat. See, this happened all cycles after cycles. You know what I'm saying? After we get healthy for a minute, next thing you know, we get polluted again. It's a cycle.
Wow.
It does that. It does that because we get lazy. We get lazy we get so lazy to take care of ourselves. Look at how we treating the world. This is how we treating nature.
But
Look
it's
how
due
we
to a
treating nature.
miseducation. Like if you don't know better, how you gonna do better? Right?
Right.
So let's
You
kind of
know?
stay on the food aspect. So you have some people
Okay.
who just kind of eat this and eat it back and back, 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 back. They start to get belly fat, and they start to kind of be self-conscious of certain type of things due to the food that they're ingesting, right? So it
that would
causes
be part of the fall.
What was that?
Yeah.
That would still be part of the fall of human.
Human nature.
Yeah, because what's happening now is you're starting to develop psychological stresses on the brain due to the effect of the diet, the consistent diet of these foods that are toxic to the carbonized body. All right. So this is all, hear me out. So you're getting self-conscious, you're getting low self-esteem, you continue to do it because you don't know no better.
Right.
It brings forth
you develop dis-ease. You're in a state of dis-ease. You're not functioning right. And there's a lot of people walking around with not functioning right and not even knowing it.
Right. See, and that's I'm glad you said functioning, because some people, they don't know how they function in themselves. So if you don't know how you functioning,
right,
you don't know what's going on with you. Right. You know, and that's why it's very important to get the women, the queens, to get their nurturing abilities back. You know, we're gonna get back to the nurturing abilities because it all does in that.
I like that. Who taught? Not you, brother, but this is a general question to the viewers. Who taught you? Who taught you?
Right. So the person cause that's just like now, like how we feel like we being attacked by the government and how they doing it. It's just because the simple way of how they did things and how they taught you and how they showed you. So, and that's that, like you said, relearning and relearning again. We got to do that. It's we got to get back to that, to the thing that we already know. We just got to do it. You know what I'm saying? We got to actually give focus on actually being healthy and actually loving that, you know what I'm saying, health wealth. And I ain't talking about money. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about your health, your longevity on this, for to actually explain to the generations what actually been going on to live longer. And that's just what that is. I couldn't hear.
Can I say something? Because we still talking about that health, and I see that number one, that's the main thing to start with as far as nurturing the body, because when your body, you'll be able to think right, so that you can say have a better health for wealth. But you have sometimes when you're having to get into a relationship with someone you think you are, get into some type of a union or agreement, you know what I'm talking about? And you or the person may not even want to buy any damn groceries for the nurture towards anything, because of they're thinking that, oh well, damn, you're gonna use me, you're gonna understand. I'm talking about some of these things, not just out of experience, but out of other experiences of hearing how women talk. They were dating a dude, and they go fly. He invited them to their home, or he invited it to her home. And it seemed they couldn't even get the diet right, and the only thing they could possibly do is go out and buy fast food all the time. I mean, you'd rather buy fast food because you don't want to wait for dinner, but you're not even buying the necessary to put in the kitchen so that it can be prepared. So I couldn't understand that. They couldn't even understand that, as I'm even, just off my mind thinking of some scenarios that I know some women or males that have not, or women and men that actually dealt with, because there are some pretty good guys that's out there that has their own place, that invited or allowed a female to come and they dine them or nurture them at their homes. But that you coming over there, you eating up bruh's food, that stuff got to be replaced. And if you digging them like that, you wouldn't have a problem with bringing the bag over, you know, coming from a nurturing woman. Oh, you know, let me bring something over because I know my boo like X amount of things. You know what I'm saying? Or let me bring something over here for the female because I want her to cook. I want her to get in there and heal me. I want to see what it's really, you know what I'm saying? People are so stubborn in their mind of from their upbringing and the hurt and the pain that they don't even want to do that.
Nah, they don't.
That's some selfish ass shit, ain't it?
Oh yeah, and that's where that selfishness come in. That, you know what I'm saying? Anything that's selfish ain't good. You know, anything that a person ain't gonna really be in tune to actually give you help and be healthy with you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's
they
toxic.
lacking. That's toxic. You gonna end up getting away from them, or they're gonna end up getting back in tune. But sometimes when a person do that, it's more harder because, you know what I'm saying, if you on a different level than another person, far as even with health, they're gonna make it difficult for you to even continue on doing so. That means you're gonna have to be even stronger when somebody else is weak. You know, that's just like, even if your legs get cut off, your upper body end up be able to be stronger. That means the other partner have to be stronger. And if you ain't that strong, you're gonna end up separating. That's just the laws of physics.
Tell me something. What's your views on just the food period, like that food situation? Some people can't afford to, you know, they feel as though they cannot afford to you know, embrace like an alkaline diet. It's easier and cheaper and quicker and more convenient to eat a McDonald's burger. Regardless if it's going to kill me or not, it tastes good, it satisfies me at the time. I'm just going to buy a goddamn burger because I'm hungry right now. I ain't even got it like that, and I got it for this burger.
I say
right? Huh? What about what can you say to those people?
Get to
know. The soul knows. The soul knows already. He's going in and out. I don't know if he's talking about.
I would say this. Like, no matter what, you know, that type of diet, this vegan diet that everyone is embracing right now, this alkaline diet, no matter what, add it into your diet. Like, even if that happens, even if that happens, like you go home, you'll have some cabbage, you have a papaya, you have these type of alkaline vegetables and fruits in your surroundings. Be about it. You see what I'm saying? So regardless if you slip up, it's all about balance. So
healthy and wealthy.
This is what you about. Like, this is in your surroundings all the time. Like, when you go buy, you buying these things. You know, because that's what you about. Because basically what it is, why are you ingesting? Like, if you're eating a whole watermelon, okay, this is all like medicine for the body. You see, you certain type of teas and herbs that you could drink. This is all medicine for the body. So you can just be ingesting medicine for the body that has proteins that would keep weight on you and these type of things. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about a process. It takes time for you to learn the type of foods that you like. Okay. Then there's certain type of foods that are high fruits and vegetables that are high in proteins. You gotta really, like, you know, just put your feet in the water when it comes to like eating good, and just take it from there. Always think balance.
You're making me hungry already.
You gotta actually know. You gotta actually know what them different fruits and stuff is actually for. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know what they for. Why are you eating them? What the reason you eating them for, and what the effects they have on your nurturing. You know,
okay.
You gotta
we
know
talked about
things.
the health
and
part.
at the same token,
we talked about the health part. Let's talk about, let's go more into the support.
The support. I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
if a person ain't
yeah.
supporting you, and if the person ain't supporting you in your supporting your food or buying your food or supporting you in that way, then they ain't
They're
trying to
relevant.
support you really.
Look, I encourage everybody, right? You know, to be that what you're looking for.
Right.
So if you want support, be support. Become support.
Right.
Support yourself first. Start with self. Everything starts with self. If you want support, support yourself.
Oh yeah, cause see, that's what I started doing. Even on my little Facebook page, I started supporting people without agenda. Cause I used to try to support a person just to get something in return. Now I got a couple of people that I support just because I see something genuine in them, like Dope Nation. Shout out to Dope Nation. You know what I'm saying? I love that sister over there. You know what I'm saying? She does do nothing but the natural stuff.
Felipe Imani, shouts out Felipe Imani.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I give some love to her. You know, and that woman, man, just because I was actually supporting her because I seen the genuine in her, and somebody was questioning her about her soap. You know what I'm saying? And I told her, I said, I'd rather get her soap anyway, because I know that she got some love and care and soap she putting in there. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, skip your doctors or whatever soap you trying to get. You know, that woman sent me a bar of soap. She sent me a bar of soap. You know what I'm saying? She sent me a bar of soap just off of that alone. And I was like, you know what? She can't whatever she do in life, she cannot take the support that I have for her away from her. I got love for her. Period.
Man.
I don't care what she do in life. I still got her support. Damn, that stuff going out.
That's real though. That's real.
For real. So
okay.
I know. Oh, dang.
What about when
there it goes back.
Some man and female feel that be too much? They may look at help as being usury instead of a genuine thing.
Now your phone was you were breaking up a little bit. You said help as usury.
Help.
Well, who's looking at that? Like, can you repeat that?
Yeah.
What are your views on help when you know that maybe your mate or someone that you know need help, instead of looking at it as a form of, you know, usury or is not genuine or something like that? What are your views on that? Because, you know, you got some women that or some men, well, you know, mostly women, I guess I'm gonna say that. Well, nah, not even. I'm not gonna even say that. I'm gonna put it on both of them. That you know, they might be a little bit needy because of their circumstances. They might look at it as, you know, help, need, usury. You know, they kind of put all that. They kind of make that one word.
I think I can answer that.
Okay.
So, you know, being a go-getter, I'm constantly under attack, you know, by people wanting something from me.
Right.
Whatever the case may be, anything that, you know, that I have that they want, you see? So that kind of like, you know, adds contrast to it. It kind of like, you know, makes it hard. Honestly, right? What I realized is better to kind of, if it's money you need or whatever the thing it is, you should be actively pursuing it. Should be thinking for, like, you know, next week, tomorrow. You know, you see what I'm saying? That's what it's about. It's like, okay, I can see down there. I'm here right now, but I can see down there. Now I'm gonna get there. In situations like that, I try to keep people that surround me and enlighten them, you know, kind of like tell them and teach them about these type of strategies. Communication is the key. So in a system like that, you don't need to be needy, because you know that's kind of like part of the recipe of providing. We're providing together. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, you know, any person who I'm with, if it's the black woman that I'm with, I'm teaching her how to provide as well.
Right.
I'm teaching the black woman to be able to hold it down, just in case if something was to happen to me, she's holding it down. I want to be confident to know that she gonna hold it down.
Straight up. That's real.
Faith.
So if I'm with a black woman that I can't vision her holding it down, or she's not taking the teaching, or she's not taking this with my nature, I'm sharing my nature with her. So you get the nature of the black man plus your own nature that cannot be recreated. That's a powerful person. I want to be proud to be with this powerful person. I want this powerful person to know that she's a powerful person.
Okay. Anyone want to elaborate on that before I hit my next question?
Yeah, as far as, you know, you would know the difference between, if, you know, saying a person is actually using you or actually needs some help. A person that actually using you, you can tell. But if a person actually needs some help in an area that they confused with or need some assistance with, and they did not come to you, and that's your mate, then that's an issue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's terrible. That's a terrible issue, because any problem that I have, I should be able to come to my queen, or, you know what I'm saying, come to my queen and actually tell her what's going on. But if I ain't be able to be open and honest with the one that I say I love dearly, then it's something wrong there. And that picture is fuzzy. It ain't clear. It ain't clear. It ain't clear in the communication or the providing.
Also, even if the woman feels as though she can't come to you,
right? Vice versa,
I mean,
as well. Because see, a woman should be able to speak just as well as a man. A man speak to each other. I mean, if you can't expect the fact that your woman have a voice just as well as you do, there's something wrong in that picture. Somebody trying to be controlling. Somebody trying to be a user.
And the woman needs to be able to identify that.
That don't work together. That ain't working with each other. A woman needs to be
able to identify that, like those type of situations. Once you can identify it, you're not about to be in it.
Right.
Or I mean, I guess some women identify it but choose to be in it for the money.
Right.
Yeah.
That's when they get, you know, that's when they get, that's when they experience a situation that they will be bitter about in the future. They put themselves through that.
Right.
Okay. I hope my last my question a little. I said help support. How do you feel about meeting a female that may live at home still versus a male stepping up that lives still at his mama house or at home? Because that's what I mean when I say at home, still with their parent.
Well, I would say those? Like
I want to hear that one.
From being a man that end up going home and end up living on the couch of my mother, I tell a woman like this: please don't judge a man by his situation.
Right.
You know, because the situation gonna come and go. See, a woman that actually have a true sense of what a genuine man is and what he's capable of doing, you know, she could actually discriminate the difference between a person that just fell in a situation and got to pick himself back up to get it back going. And you will know the difference between a person going to be laying on the couch forever or a person going to end up stepping up off the porch and getting it back together. You're going to know the difference. And by putting a description on a person by a situation ain't going to get you close to nobody anyway. because you're looking at the situation more than you looking at that person's soul or that person, who that person is. Your judgment would be wrong.
What if they don't want to leave home?
And that's
What
a
if they come
sad
out? What
story
if
for
they
that
come out to
person.
play? What if they come
What's
out
the
to
game
play and they
plan?
don't want to leave home? They go back home to the nest.
What's the game plan?
That's the problem.
What's the plan?
Well, I guess the
What you
plan
got on
probably
your mind?
were to come out and be with another mate and see if they can build, but they can't because they probably taking information back home to where they won't allow themselves to really manifest that very thing that they want.
Eventually,
Black
gotta
woman.
leave that.
Well, sometimes though,
Black woman. If I was your man in a situation like that, black woman, I would want to know what's your game plan. I would want to know what's the strategy. I would have to identify some form of a strategy. If there's no strategy, I would help you develop a strategy.
Right.
A person who wants to get up off of the couch and be something, a person who wants to jump off of the porch and get it and go get it, they would take in the strategy. They'll consider the strategy. They'll listen to the strategy. They'll add on to the strategy. They'll identify that, oh shit, it needs to be a strategy. What's the game plan? If there's no game plan, I'm gone.
Right. I mean,
okay.
You gotta have a plan.
Even so, what about because these are some issues that I hear about or have experienced myself, and I ain't ashamed to say it. Dealing with individuals that may have dated individuals that still was at home, and you may have found out what the game plan is, but the game plan never manifests itself because I don't know. I know sometimes your parent can be your confidant. That's someone that you will confide in.
Right.
But confiding in your parent also and still making a decision on your own and standing on your own 2 feet says something different to me, as well as being a woman. I don't have no parents. I can't go back home to them. I'm on my own, basically. But taking coming out of their shell and saying, okay, I met someone, male or female, and I'm psychoanalyzing them, or I'm analyzing them, I'm around them, but I see these particular things going on, so I'm going to go to my confidant and I'm going to speak about these things, because I think that some things should be, you can tell your parents, but everything not at that time or whatever, to where the guidance is, it should always be there, not to disrespect anyone's parents or a confidant or whoever that they do go to. But if that has became an issue to where you can't even leave off the damn couch, I feel like that's a problem.
Right.
So hold on. So something became an issue that you can't leave off the couch. What? Because your parents don't accept. What is going on? Can you clarify that for me?
Say for instance, the female.
Hold on, because like last thing I remember, you was telling me that what if the strategy don't work, right?
Right. What if the strategy don't? Say for instance, if the female, she's home and she decided she's digging the dude, and she leaves home and she begin to dig the dude and like the dude, and she see whatever is going on in his home, and then she go back and she take it to the mom, and they talk about, they gossip about it, and you it's like you're taking, that's conflict, huh?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, that's conflict, and you don't even realize it, huh?
Unnecessary conflict.
Right. That's what I thought it was. That's what she thought it was. That's what he thought it was. But I don't know if the other party really realized that their action was of that.
Hold on.
I believe.
Hold on. So he lived with his mom and she lived with her mom?
Either or, no, maybe one of the parties live with their parent. Say for instance, I live with my parent, I'm dating you. And I come over there, I check your home out, I'm amongst you, I'm eating, I'm breaking bread with you, but I find out that I don't like some things that's going on in your home to make me, or not even not like what's going on in your home, but you may conduct your home in a particular way. And, you know, you got me there, but then I take what's going on in your home back to my parent.
Right.
And then my parent know everything that's going on in your damn home.
Conflict and confusion.
Well, if you don't like the stuff that's going on in that home, and you probably don't need to be in that home. But if you actually every time you going to a confidant and talking about the problem, the wrong person in a relationship going to talk to somebody else about the problem, you need to continue talking to that same person about the problem that you have with that person, because of simple fact, that's the only way you're going to solve the problem.
Right.
You got to have a solution to the problem. So, because see, anybody can give you a different point of view, because of simple fact, that's where you go to, or your confidant, they're gonna give you their ideal on it. And that can interfere with even the growth that you actually really want in a relationship. You might not like that simple thing then, but that simple thing might change. You know, that simple thing might change. Situations are always changing. That the soul of that person, you got to see that intentions of that person. You know, and that's where you see the intentions at, because you basically got to know that, okay, that person got a good intentions to do something else. It just stuck, or that's wrong. You don't like it. If you don't like something, you don't deal with it. Or if you see something greater inside a person, like how they say, "Oh, I see some greatness in you," you know, but that person don't see that greatness in themselves yet. And then when that person see that greatness in themselves, nothing, you know, they change the way they was doing things. But getting a person to allow them to see that greatness in themselves is very important. That's why you got to love yourself first. And I don't want be around nobody that don't love themselves first, because I know if you love yourself that way, I know you love me too. You're gonna respect me in that way. So
exactly.
Once again,
can I add something before you ask another question? Mm-hmm. That's a person that is a person that does not have a mind of their own.
Oh, for real. Cause that's just like I agree. Yeah. That's just like a person gotta always go looking for instructions first without thinking it out for themselves. That's where intelligence comes from. You know, I know some people need instructions. Don't get me wrong. Some things you just don't know. Yeah. That's understandable.
Right.
But with intelligence, you should be able to figure it out yourself.
So let me ask you something, Mace. So I agree. People need some people, you know, not instructions but advice. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. You know, help weigh the options.
Mm-hmm.
What about a person now? Like, you know, that this is what they do. Like, they're sharing like the whole relationship. You know, they're getting relationship coached by you know, a particular party. Inevitably, situations like that get misconstrued, get pretty. You know, I'm not trying to say fucked up, but situations like that get fucked up because, like, you know, one party may be listening to the next party, and you know, what are your views on that? It's like, you know, what she's doing is like she's telling about the whole relationship, and she's receiving relationship coaching.
See, negative. With that, man, it's like when you ain't listening to yourself and you listening to everybody else, you finna make a wrong decision.
Yeah, you gonna believe it.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna make the wrong decision. Cause see, the majority of people are messed up already. So why not listen to yourself first? Why not listen to your intuition?
Right.
But you don't trust yourself.
Let me say it like this. Now, you know that sometimes you men, y'all get together and y'all talk. Y'all talk about certain statues of women from head to toe,
Right.
all the way around the board.
Right.
And we know that we're living in a society where you have a mass of people that may not be wedded, that are single.
Right.
You know, as myself, you know, I already have 2 grown children. So my thoughts on that is, say for instance, you're listening to somebody out in the streets. You know, once they find out that you may be dating him or her, and they put a little bug in your ear, making you feel or think differently about that person. Do you go about that? Do you bring that type of information back to that individual? Do you look at it as saying, well, dag, you was already condemned from the start before we even got together? How do you men handle that when y'all hear about women that has been unwedded, but they may have had, you know, multiple relationships? How do and you want to, I mean, not like multiple, why are you laughing like that? But, or a female or a male, because I know how women treated it. Oh, that he was with this woman or that woman, but they say that he, you know, he promiscuous, or he a pimp or a hoe or whatever. What's your views on that? You know, because, you know, sometimes you men may say, well, yeah, she was with that dude or whatever, and they may have called her a madam, or you know, speaking, you know, those type of ill spells on the situation before it even take off. What's your views on that?
Well, if it's something that will actually make you change your mind on a person, I would have to ask the question about it, you know, and see that view, for I can get that person's point of view of it, and you can tell if a person lied to you or not. You know what I'm saying? If you can't tell the difference between the person lying to you or not, you ain't paying attention well enough. You know, so you will see the difference. You will know the difference, just like you will know you know the difference of, you know what I'm saying, how a person treating you. So if you know the difference how a person treating you, you should know the difference how the person talking to you.
Right.
They talking to you in sincerity, or they talking to you trying to hide something. You know? So with that, but see, I mean, ain't no woman's no virgin. Ain't too many women's virgins anymore. So everybody actually getting a second hand or something else.
Either.
That's vice versa too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we being too sexually active and more sexual active than actually coming together in a real union with a woman. To be honest,
I can answer that question too. Can I add something? So check this out. I want to be sure. I want to be sure that I'm about to answer the right question though. So you're saying, like, you know, a woman with multiple, you know, baby fathers and children, or you know, what you saying? A woman that's out there, or a woman with children, different baby fathers and stuff like that. You know, what is the question again?
The question is, when you decide as a man to want to be in a union with a female, right?
Yes.
And you hear that people may have considered her as being a madam or very promiscuous, regardless of how many dads she got. Like, oh, baby daddy, that don't mean he was the only man that she was with. or vice versa, especially in these days and times. What are your views on that? That was basically my main question. Even though you may still want to date her, would you take what your boy or what people say as face value, or would you get a chance to know who she really is and find out what the truth really lies?
Gotta get it from the horse.
And then my other question that actually go with that, even if your boys even said that to you, would you actually bring that information back to her?
Well, if
yeah,
that,
I mean,
if that being honest and truthful, well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, being honest and truthful, I have to ask about that. But see, but my attraction wouldn't even be about what she did in her past. My attraction would be about her. You know, want to see her love herself better than that. You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't be about what somebody else got to say, because my experiences with another person go probably be different than anybody else's experience with them anyway. You know what I'm saying? That person probably wasn't even comfortable with themselves or whatever it might be to even put themselves in them type of situations to end up being classified as that. But being classified as that don't mean that that person don't got no goodness in them, because they do.
But what if the information ain't true?
It just ain't true, you know. But I actually asked about it because I wouldn't want to be in a situation where I'm shocked in public by somebody actually trying to address some shit that I don't know nothing about. So I would rather communicate with that woman and actually know this, because I would want her to, even vice versa. I would have to let her know, or let the other person know that, hey, I did this and did this and did that and the other, because I don't want nobody else to confront her before I have.
Right.
That's just off the respect of her. And if you don't got that type of respect to actually be that open and honest, then what is the relationship for?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Even so, say for instance, even if you got that information and you was respectful enough to bring that shit light, would you handle her like if it's such? Or, I mean, do you think that will be the right situation to handle her as if what your boys or your girls or whoever gave you the information, like if that's the God's honest truth?
I'm on a certain program with my life. Like, I identify what it is that, I want out of life. I know what it is that I'm willing to do to get what I want out of life. I'm actively in pursuit. So if I'm, courting a woman that, has a reputation as such, like, I'm definitely going to be highly motivated on continuing to walk down the path that I'm walking down. And I would just get to know her, and see how, our paths could kind of like intertwine, how I can help her. You see what I'm saying? Certain type of things. In the midst of, I will just want to know her for myself. I would want to get to know everything about it, like before I even like kind of want to take it there, or have feelings like that. Allow my feelings to be in that type of way. So that's what it's about. After getting to know her, I'm sure I'll be able to tell what time it is. You get it? So it's not necessarily about the sex. It's like, really, I would just want to get to know her, because I'm already about this. I already got this going on, you see? So I would just take my time. I would take the time out to get to know the person, the inside. I would take some time out to get to know her soul. Soul never lies.
Is not necessarily even about what you've heard. It's about the character of the individual that you decided to get a chance to know, even on that level.
Yeah. So
My
if she,
thoughts
you
is
see, I just want to know. I want to know if if I could that nurturing, if she can nurture me, if she's life giving,
Right.
yeah, I'm down.
okay. Now my other question is about dating um on both ends, male and female, as far as in when they have children. And what I mean, because sometimes a lot of people got baby daddy, baby mama problem. Say for instance, you date a female and she can't get along with her baby daddy. Enter in a relationship like that when because if she got drama, I think that drama probably would come to him and vice versa, right? How do you feel about that coming from a
It's not
man's
necessarily the
point of view?
drama problem. This is just my opinion and personal experience. Um, some women, they kind of want you to kind of like, take care of their child. And, the type of approach that they have is like, hey, you can't take care of my child. You can't take care of me. You remember, and fuck you. So,
Right.
that kind of like is a bad experience, and kind of taints you or taints me as a man when I do find a nice young lady with a child. I automatically remember that. So I assume that, like, damn, she's trying to get me to take care of these kids right here. They ain't even my kids. I ain't got no problem with kids, but I gotta take care of her. Let me see. You start counting like, but I must say, like, if I really do care for this woman,
Right.
I would accept her and her children. I would accept the responsibility. Okay.
As you should.
Oh yeah.
Another thing now, like, this woman has, like, I get the counting again. One baby dad, two, four baby dad. I'm about to be number five, but bad, or three. I'm about to be bad. So I start thinking like, damn, if that ain't work out, that ain't work out, that ain't work out. What the fuck? You see? So that's how I see it, and I don't want to make any mistakes. So you see what I'm saying? So that's what it's about. It's like I'm just keeping it real. I'm telling the truth. Please don't hate me for me speaking the truth. But that's how I visualize it to protect myself from falling into a bottomless pit, from making something happen that, like, you understand. So that's me being mature. I have nothing against these sisters. I must say that I have nothing against these sisters. I take my time out to get to know them, to see if it wasn't them that was to see what happened, what it was, and whatever the case may be. And yes, if I could find what I'm looking for in a situation like that, yes, I would take on that situation.
What if the woman, whether she have children or not, want to deal with male? How do you feel with a woman that don't want to deal with a man that have children, whether she has children or not?
A man that has children, this is a man, 9 times out of 10, the child is with the mom. And this is a man who's providing for his child. This is a man who's in contact with the child's mom, if that's what it is. Yes, he has a relationship with her. Hello, hey, how you doing? I'm over there they talk, interact. I feel as though if a woman is with a man that has a child and he's providing for his child, you shouldn't get jealous. Like, that's a part of life. You understand? You should be more confident within yourself. You should communicate with your man more. Communication is the key. By talking about it, get straight to the point. Break it down, build it back up so you can understand it.
Straight up. The breakdown.
But you have some women that's jealous and they don't want you to talk to your baby mama. They feel like you're going over there to get another baby or something.
But see, that's when the for sure thing comes in play. If you for sure about each other, you shouldn't have no doubts in how the other person is actually function with anybody else. Cause you for sure. You know, if you ain't for sure, a whole lot of problems gonna come. You know, because the trust is gone because you ain't for sure. You know, so that means the judgment of who you even picking in your life ain't even
Emotionally
for sure.
immature. Sorry, bro. Go ahead. Emotionally immature. I just want to throw that
Right.
word.
Emotional immature. Yes. So if
Wow.
you ain't sure about it, you picking the wrong people in your life. Because you got to be for sure. That's why I don't do the belief thing. Because I want to be for sure if a person gonna actually treat me right. I don't want to believe nothing, and you up there actually treating me wrong. Period. That's goes to all around the board. I don't want nobody. I want to be treated right, just like I want to treat the next person right with respect, because I'm respecting myself like that. So a lot of these other issues and problems wouldn't even come to existence if we was actually loving ourselves and being genuine and actually doing that for real. Because a lot of the problems wouldn't come to the fact, because the simple fact, the father be in the homes, the mothers will be in the homes, and the kids will be in the homes also, because the simple fact y'all made solid decisions and didn't do it afterwards. Because see, most people get into relationship afterwards, after the matter y'all laid down and had a baby. Afterwards, didn't think nothing out clear. And see, and that's how backwards it is. Because we end up waiting till the matter happen to end up trying to change it. That's just like people wait till they go to the doctor to change the so-called, like one of my problems, cigarette habit, you know, and wait till something harmful happen to try to change it. So if we're actually thinking the whole thing out clearly, you wouldn't have to worry about them type of matters. That's how important the nurturing the woman back to her nurturing abilities, and that's where that come in. A lot of these other conversations wouldn't even happen.
Okay, well then let me put it like this. How do you feel about your fellow brethren that step down from taking care of their own children,
Well,
and continuously make families elsewhere and about the children that they done created?
well, I could say for personal experience, well, the person who actually does that didn't love themselves. The leave they self behind. No, they didn't actually love themselves. They actually wasn't in tune with themselves and actually love themselves to even have the mindset to even be responsible. So with that said, I know the difference between that, because I'm one of the products that actually left my kids behind. Not just because I wanted to, because I was neglecting myself. I didn't love myself enough. And that was the whole problem. Because if I loved myself that much, I wouldn't play no games with nobody else. I wouldn't left my baby mothers to raise my kid by themselves, even though I give them the utmost respect for doing so by themselves. You know what I'm saying? By themselves, without my assistance.
In
I
your
give them the
absence,
utmost
in
respect
your
for them.
absence,
Yes,
right.
yeah, in my absence. And I felt like then I had to ease my mind and understand that, I was way more messed up than I actually thought, that I didn't even really know. But I had to come to that conclusion to ease my mind that, it was probably better for they didn't see this ill man, the sickness of this man around them, So they don't know the sickness that I was there. They just know the neglect. They don't know the wrongs that I actually did out here. So I'm thankful for that. But today I'm able and willing, and being a part is just here, being here, and the hardest part is actually having them to actually accept me. That's the hardest part. because of the neglect that I did for myself. See,
Okay.
and
Well, then what about the
mhm.
women that, even though in the male's absence, teaches and upbring their children with that hate from the absence, or your father wasn't there in this? I mean, how do you deal with that aspect?
That's why we need to come together. I understand, like,
Right. That's the
I,
importance of
I know
unity.
I know the pressure of being like, a single mom. I see it. I understand it's not easy. Go to work, go to school, children in daycare, pay the rent, feed yourself, clothe yourself. I understand. That's where unity comes into play.
Oh
That's
yeah.
why we all need to come together. Like I said, like queens, need to group up and each one teach one. Be there for each other, like the pack, the tribe. Like that's what the
Right.
tribe is about.
See, and that's
Tribal,
it.
natural. Like,
Yes.
we all need to
It's
come back to
important.
nature. We all need to come back to the center. That's the kind of like the answer for all of that. Like, if
Yes, it
I'm a
is.
specialist at loving myself, I understand what love is about. I understand how to nurture. I can nurture someone. I can go out and literally nurture someone else. And I can teach them where to find self-love and how to acquire it. And they'll be able to do the same type of thing. That's what we all need to do. It's not really a gender thing. It's a
So like,
people thing. It's a
for
nation
sure.
building thing.
Yep, it's very needed and it's
Okay.
very
Well,
important.
let's go a little. Let's take it into another direction a little bit. How
Mhm.
do you males deal with women that has been damaged? When I say damage, I'm going,
Ooh.
I know
Mm.
y'all men feel like, the protectors and all that. And sometimes you
Some
can't
of
tell a
these
man
women are hard
everything.
to deal with. Some of these women
Oh
are
yeah.
hard to deal with. They put up a defense. Okay. There's a
I'm
lot
talking
going
about,
on.
before you answer, I'm talking about these particular damages. Women that may have been molested, raped, incest, those
Yeah.
things that mess with their mind,
That's
probably, prostitution, stuff like that. How do you deal with those women to bring them back
with
into
love.
into who they should be?
With love.
Show them how a real man should treat a woman.
Love.
Teach them, nurture them to the best of my ability.
Yeah. Well, put something on that too as well. When you actually dealing with a woman that's actually that type of broken, you'll know after you really been paying attention. So she gonna tell you if you listening. She gonna tell you all her problems. So the problems you got to understand how to separate them from the problems that she caused from herself and the problems that somebody else caused on her. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand the difference to actually pinpoint them out, but she can actually know the difference between them, for she can actually get some healing. Because if you don't know the difference between somebody overpowering a person and getting over on them and hurting them, and a person just hurting themselves because of the simple fact they've been hurt already. So to actually get them to actually heal that is actually tell them how important they is with regardless of whatever situation they've been in, and then be mindful of what she's been through, and don't take her through them same channels again, for she can liberate herself and actually love herself more and more to get away from them that broken pain that she actually been in. So actually doing that is actually trying to really get her to reprogram herself from that hurt and actually use that hurt to be her motivation to actually share her experience with somebody else to help them for they can come up out of that as well. So that's the best thing for her painful situation, to actually use it to liberate somebody else that actually going through that or about to go through that situation.
Mhm. What about if the male has experienced those things? Would you be able to in your mannerisms, be able to come out and express that to the woman so that she can also understand the man.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I
actually
don't
being
really hear too
open.
many men come out and express that. They'll probably say, they'll
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
talk about the first time they lost their virginity, but maybe from a
I can,
babysitter or something like that, but they don't never go in and say, oh yeah, the uncle probably molested me, or the aunt probably molested me, or the dad. They don't ever go out. They don't.
yeah,
Y'all masculine. Y'all don't come out and express those type of things so that someone or a
cause,
woman could nurture you back either. How y'all deal with
well,
that?
well, far as a man point of view, uh, it's harder for a man to open up to the pain that they actually went through because of simple fact they're supposed to be tough and don't have these type of emotions or shouldn't be that vulnerable because they are man, they are protected. When actually, you know what I'm saying, we are actually being like me personally, you know what I'm saying? I can say for a personal it was hard for me to tell somebody that a woman raped me. And who would believe that?
I would.
You know what I'm saying? So, or you know what I'm saying? When you young and actually, you know what I'm saying, the older people is having a grown woman doing things to you as a child. You thought that was cool, you know, until you end up realizing that you actually was part of being molested,
Right.
being taken advantage of, and people thought that was the good stuff to do at that time. So, a lot of it is really actually teaching people back, getting back with real morals, and real respect of each other for real, and actually respecting themselves because we got some nasty minded, ill minded people out here that will do nasty things to other people, and loving yourself and have that type of awareness of that you can identify or even feel them negative energy before they even get that close to you. Like, nah, my intuition telling me to, don't even mess with this car for some pair of reason, whatever reason that is. I ain't fit to allow myself to even try to experience that. Mm-mm.
Hmm. Interesting. Let me see what else I could possibly think of that I know people or someone or that's been damaged in some type of way
Mm-hmm.
to where these issues exist. So,
Oh yeah.
healing that black woman, healing that woman, period, it comes a lot when you're dealing with a man that has also been broken too.
Right.
Um, and finding that median where uh as you say, brother Garb, we can come together and build and excel to to the highest platform. It is really a lot, even with the very things that we talk about as far as in the economic growth. There's a lot of people that their minds are not in a right state of frame to really be a part of those things because these are issues in their life. They don't know how to come out. A lot of people don't got counseling, or they don't know how to come to someone or to their significant other that they allow in their lives to help them through that, to nurture them back to health, more or less, getting that, on a physical plane as far as eating right. So these are some serious issues that I know that our people suffer from because they've been, like, as we said, um, brother Darnell, that we sweep a lot of things up under the rug.
Right.
We sweep a lot of things up under the rug and we try to hide those things from people or from our loved ones, or getting into a relationship, or we put on that coat of armor and we think we can walk around out there and we working at these jobs and trying to bring food home. All that stuff still matters. You come by me again, girl. Punch you in the face. You got to come all the way around here, right? They love messing with their Gigi. So for real, get out. So I know that you know throughout the little time that I've been on this earth, that has been an issue for a lot of people, and they kind of scared to talk about it. I mean, like to the extent that we're talking about it. I mean, it's coming out broader now. Oh yeah, I've been this and this and the third, which make them change their mind within their sensuality and their personal preference of who they want to be, homo, whatever the case may be. I understand that, but this is the type of society that we're dealing. These are the type of people that we're faced with every day. Every day. You think you can look at somebody, what? Something wrong with that person. Something wrong with them.
I mean, it's a lot of it's a lot of sick ways of thinking. It's a lot of ways to actually think about that. Because we been through a whole lot. You know, and that's why it's very important for us to actually, what I'm saying, understand that situations is just situations. That don't make you you. You are already you. So, you just gotta don't lose yourself in the process of all the damage that somebody then did to you, or you did to somebody else. And actually really, really love yourself enough to try to change it. Because if you ain't trying to put no efforts into changing even yourself, how you even gonna try to go out here and think you fit to change the world, or have a real profound effect on other people when you ain't even try to change things for yourself? I
And what's
mean,
gained through
it,
loving yourself is experience,
oh
a
yeah,
valuable experience.
and it's very important, but you gotta understand what self is. This is the physical, output of you. That's it. The inward is all of you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't understand this how you function, then you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be lost already. You ain't gonna deal with them pains good. You ain't gonna make it resident to yourself to actually um heal yourself. Because only another person only can give you a spark to heal yourself. But that
But
other
for
person
the
gotta
record,
actually. Mhm.
for the record, definitely we all need to be able to identify these broken people,
Oh yeah.
or ourselves as being broken.
Let's see.
Um, when you can identify it, when you can identify that, you'll be able to help that person sufficiently, because you can
Right.
tell, you can kind of stop them in the tracks of self-destruction.
But
I just
only
wanted to
a
say that.
oh yeah. Only a way another person can actually identify with that is actually went through it themselves. You see the hurt and pain in somebody else's eye. You know something wrong. You probably don't know the specific of that wrong, but you know the difference.
That's
We
true.
we do got awareness of pain and stuff. We know the difference already. It's the people who don't know the difference is the ones that don't care about the difference, and they're the ones that you got to actually wait and see if they gonna want some help. You know, you can't offer nobody help if they don't want it. You know, but like reaching out to people. You know, people be wanting help and they be reaching out, but ain't nobody help grabbing their hands and try to help them because ain't too many people care about the next person like that for real. They only care about it if it's only for the show. Oh, I did this for somebody. You know what I mean? So it's very important to actually love yourself, and I'm gonna say that because it takes a broken person to actually identify with another broken person. Simple as that. I mean, if you never went through it, how you gonna know the difference? You ain't gonna know the difference. And experience is the best teachers, right?
That's right.
You know, so they're the ones that actually identify with it. That's why I can walk around with the broken because I was a broken person. I'm healing as we speak now.
Well, congratulations to you.
Hey,
You
it's
know.
a journey that that I have to accept for myself because everything I did to myself, I did it to myself. I allowed things to happen because if if the wrong happened to me, I should have been mindful enough or had people around me that I thought that gonna be lovable to even express my pain too. But you express your pain, problems, and pain. A lot of people just want to hear your problems anyway. They like that. So that ain't too many people that I can say I actually can go to and talk to my problems like that. Then, so I actually can say I appreciate these moments with y'all right now. Actually telling my truth and being me. And accepting me being the greatest thing in I ever done. Shout out to K Love. I love that poet. I love her. I love her for um her loving abilities, her nurturing abilities that she does to the kids. I love it.
Brother
Mm.
Jamal, you there?
He
Brother Jamal went to sleep on us.
So, but
probably
you know what I mean? That definitely was a cool build. I'm not sure if everybody has clarified their thoughts.
yeah.
Any final thoughts?
Genuine love.
Um,
That's it.
okay. Well, I guess I can ask one more question. What is supreme love? A lot of people don't even, they don't know
Perfect,
what that
perfect,
details. So
perfect
I
harmony.
guess, huh?
Supreme love is perfect harmony.
Right.
Supreme love is the real holy trinity, which is family. Supreme love is togetherness. Supreme love is the sustainability of life. Sustaining life, the accomplishment of sustaining life is supreme love.
So who sustained the sustainer when the sustainer needs sustaining?
It's harmony. You know what harmony is? It all works together. Music. Music.
It got
As the
to be
spirit is
together.
performed.
Because if they're together, it's out of tune.
So you understand it's not one sided.
Not
The black woman needs to stop thinking like, it's one side. That's putting a lot of pressure on the man. That's why, some men go out there, rob and kill and shoot and do what they do.
right.
It's 50-50. A lot more lives would be sustained if you embrace perfect harmony within any relationship, friendship,
Yeah.
partnership, whatever the case may be.
You gotta be 100, 100. 50, 50, you losing something.
Real.
Straight up.
So yeah,
But
that's that.
I
And
appreciate y'all, man. And man, I love these moments with y'all, man. It gotta be many more. It got to be many more. I feel real good about even just communicating with y'all. I feel real good about it, and I'm thankful. And I'm thankful. And sister, with nothing but honor, I bow down to you with nothing but high respect because you just being you, and that's it.
shit. And we just
Sister,
You're
gonna
very
end
much
it.
welcome.
I'm about to end it just like that. Thank you for coming to the Temple Breakdown. This is where we break down the knowledge, build it back up for you to understand. This Garth Ma'at Heru signing out. Peace.
Peace.
yo.